Hello, everybody. Welcome to Voice of the Coast. I'm Chris Hunter, and joining us today is the Reverend Ron Bias, City Councilman. What hat are we wearing today?
Today I'm wearing the hat of Director of the Juneteenth Bike Ride Committee celebration of Morgan City, Louisiana.
There we go. That's coming up on June 14th. The bike ride is Juneteenth, of course, is June 19th, and that's one of the many things that some people may know, may not know, or understand about Juneteenth. Recently became, relatively recently in our history, became a federal holiday. But can you give a little bit of the background? Because I'm sure, from person to person it varies what they know about Juneteenth and its significance.
In 1863, President Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation declaring that slavery in America was done. But it wasn't until 1865 when General Greg Granger and some soldiers with the Union Army came to Galveston, Texas, and told the news, which was about two years later, and they began to celebrate Juneteenth, which they call Black Freedom Day, in Galveston. And now it's caught on and it's spread not only throughout the South, but even throughout the United States of America and some parts of the world.
And it's, as we said, it's now a federal holiday. And I think the real significance of it being Juneteenth, with the news reaching Texas, I think Texas was the last state to get the word that that slavery had been abolished. Is that correct?
It's basically yes and no. It was the last station, I would say, state if you prefer, where the news came and it spread from there, because there was yet slavery existing still in the South as far as Louisiana, yes, and Florida.
And I think Texas was the first state to declare it at least a state holiday.
Right.
Okay. All right, let's get to our bike ride coming up this weekend, June 14th. Give us some of the details of what's going to happen.
June 14th, we are going to do as we usually do, as we've done the last 5 years. This will be the sixth year, the sixth annual celebration of local Black history. And we chose to do it for the Juneteenth holiday. We normally do it the weekend before Juneteenth. We're going to go to 6 African-American owned and operated businesses where the owner or the operator will be there to share some of the history of said business. We will start at 2739 Railroad Avenue in Morgan City, Louisiana, where we'll basically kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We will talk to the owner and operators of C&A Automotive and Speed Automotives, who are 2 African-American guys that actually own mechanical repair shops side by side. Procession will leave that approximately 8 a.m. But before that, we will be having registration and signing of waivers and things of that nature. We'll leave there. We'll go up Railroad Avenue, and then we'll cross over the highway. We'll come down Headland to Dedge, cross over to Redwood, go into the Colonial Plaza Shopping Center, where we will visit Angel's Notary, and someone will be there to tell us about what actually goes on there at that place of business. And leaving there, we will proceed to David Drive, take a left of Victor 2, turn left on Clotilde to the Well Mine Center, which is actually a place that deals with behavior, per se, quote unquote. And there, the owner and operator will tell us exactly what they do and not do. We will go up Clotilde, turn left on 7th Street, and then turn right on 7th Street, I'm sorry, and then turn left into the little shopping center across from Tesh Action Clinic, where we will visit Verdon's Insurance Agency and hear a little bit about their history. Proceed out of there, take a left on Marguerite to 6th Street, take another left, go up to 3 T's Construction, which is basically on the corner of Clotilde and 6th Street. Young African-American man who has a construction business, and we'll hear just a little bit about what he does. Each stop will be basically 5 to 7 minutes long, and After we've completed the stops, we will proceed to the Jimmy Johnson Memorial Playground located on Greenwood. Yeah, right behind the station
There
here
you go, right there.
in Morgan City, where we will actually have the program. Let me revert for a minute. I found something real keen in this, Chris, is that 3 of these businesses are owned by men and 3 are owned by women. So that tells us we have African-American women who are actually getting into the entrepreneur system here in Morgan City and doing a good job.
Outstanding. And after that, we're going to have a program at the basketball court. We're going to take a break for a second. When we come back, we'll hear about that program. It's going to be fun. Stay with us. This is Voice of the Coast. We're talking about the Juneteenth Bike Ride coming up Saturday morning, June 14th at 8 a.m., leaving from C&A's and Speed's Auto Repair and then winding through various black-owned businesses in the area and ending up here at the Jimmy Johnson Basketball Court right behind the TV studio. Reverend Ron Bias is the director for the bike ride. Do people need to register in advance?
Yes, they need to register in advance and to sign the waiver that we have. Also to get your band to ride in the bike processional. Let me revert right quick, Chris, and let the people know the origin of the bike ride started during the height of COVID. Many people were taking bike rides. We got together one night by Flawless T-shirt and designs, and we rode bikes, and it just happened to turn into stops where historically black-owned and operated business and events took place, and it took off from there. We put a committee together with Ms. Ruby Mays being the president, myself, the director, Ms. Sandra Green, the treasurer, Ms. Coulon, coordinator, and also Ms. Robin Moore, coordinator. And I tell you, they've done a fantastic job in putting this thing together. They say I'm the director, but I'm actually the gopher.
Very good. All right, once the bike ride is over Saturday morning, we're going to gather at the Jimmy Johnson Basketball Court right here. A few speakers, and I'm fascinated by this first guy because I'm going to be honest, I did not know that any of our local high schools have produced a NASA engineer. So tell us about Barry Robinson.
And that's it, Chris. This is about local black history. And that's what Mr. Barry Robinson is. He's local black history. He's a product of Morgan City, a graduate of Morgan City High, HBCU, that actually went to work for NASA in the manned space program, and he worked there some almost 30 years. He's now retired, but he hasn't forgotten his root. And I tell you, he's a very inspirational young man, and I think he's going to do well. He's done one speaking engagement for us with the 100 Black Men of St. Mary, and we were very happy with him. And when he's there Saturday, I think everyone's going to be inspired by what he has to say, hopefully the young people.
Yeah, that's very impressive. What college did he go to?
Southern University.
Graduated from Southern.
In Baton Rouge.
And on the NASA, he worked at the Stennis Space Center over there in the Biloxi area for quite a while.
Exactly.
That is awesome. Okay, we're going to hear from Tatiana Grogan talking about inspiring the young people. Let's hear from a young person herself.
Tremendous young lady. Not only inspiring young people, but from listening to her and seeing her demeanor and listening to some things that she actually wrote. I'm an old person and I'm inspired. So I know that she's going to do well. She's going to be great. She has won several honors already in public speaking, and she's on her way to compete in the Nationals in Florida. We wish her well, and we know that she's going to represent Morgan City well. She's also going to represent not just African-American culture, but she's going to represent culture overall, and we just admire her for that.
And represent Morgan City.
Exactly.
We love that. And then we have Miss Yanni Paul, actually from Patterson. Tell us
another fantastic young lady who is being led by the Spirit. She does the poetic and she does the spiritual and the liturgical dance, and I tell you, she's fabulous. And I can't explain her in words. I would advise you to come out and see and hear for yourself, and I promise you, you will leave inspired.
Okay. Real quick, we got some refreshments along the way while we're there.
We got, we're going to have food, we're going to have drinks, we're going to have the traditional meal of red beans, rice, chicken, and cornbread. We're going to have snow cone, we're going to have face painting, we're going to have bingo. It's going to be an exciting time.
All right.
But most of all, we're just going to relive local African-American history. It's a lot.
That is June 14th, 8 a.m. Hope to see you there. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next time on Voice of the Coast.